Another book that changed my life, George Antone, The Wealthy Code. In this book, George talks about the three different levels of affluence, I guess you'd call it, right? Notice on the right-hand side, he's got the word job there down at the bottom, okay? Although it shows businesses in the center, businesses is defined by Robert Kiyosaki as an entity that you could leave for a year, have no contact with, and will grow in your absence. If your business doesn't fit that description, then your business is over in column number 1. It's a job. Doesn't matter how high paying it is, it's still a job, right? Baseball players that land large contracts, $34 million for a 5-year contract, that's still just a high paying job, right? I was flipping houses and making a lot of money in real estate. It was still just a high paying job, right? The person, George Antone, is a real estate person, so everything in column 1 is real estate, but anything that's got your time and attention more than 10 hours a week, you can pick the number. It's an active investment. It's a job, right? The goal is to take the cash, the excess cash from that job, and put it over in the left-hand column, buying assets that appreciate, and eventually taking that appreciation and turning it into cash flow, which is, if you notice the word down at the bottom of the center column, cash flow is wealth, right? I don't have to work for that money to show up anymore, right? It was a total, and this seems like it seems like ABCs, right? It seems basic. For me, this is a big awakening, learning this stuff, because I had started, as we'll talk about, I had started a second business flipping houses, thinking that I was investing the stacked cash from my auto repair shop. What I really had done was created a second job. We'll talk a little bit about that too. Matter of fact, we'll talk about it right now. So we took the cash from our auto repair business and we started investing in real estate. As a lot of you know, a lot of you have seen my slides before. You've seen my story before, right? And what I had done was I had started another high-paying job. What I learned during the process of that from one of my mentors is I should keep every third or fourth house, put it with the profits from the first 2, 3, or 4, and I should put a renter in it and enjoy that cash flow, right? And that's where the wealth was really starting to be accumulated from the left-hand column of this right here. I did not know the long-term effects of that at the time. I was down on the step ladder. I wasn't up at the 30,000 foot 747 level to be able to see the big picture like I can today. And that's what I'm trying to reveal to a lot of you by sharing these details. So, so we had a job. Now, when I say it was a high-paying job, I mean it was a high-paying job. Okay, and they weren't all home runs, they weren't all triples, they weren't all grand slams, but hey, when you have a day like December 23rd, 2010, it's okay to pound your chest and say, hey, we made some money, right? It's good. It's a good thing, because I love seeing people's renovations. I always wonder what the checks look like. Forgive me that, because I know guys that are making $5,000 on flips. All flips were not created equal. Just trust me on that one. So this is a page right out of Tony Robbins' book called Money, Master the Game. If you haven't read that book yet, please write that down. That would be the reason why you're here today. Money, Master the Game. And in that book, he talks about what I refer to, he doesn't call it this, I do. Actually, my mentor, David Finkel, does. I'll give him credit. It's called the nest egg theory. The nest egg theory says that if you look across the bottom, you can pick your age. If you're about 40 or 30 years old, you're probably in the middle of the word time right there. And I'm sorry, the middle of the word time is where your retirement is, forgive me. And accumulation phase is that left-hand side, right? Most of us on this call are in the accumulation phase, right? Or that will watch this call. So the nest egg theory says by the time I get to the top of that peak, I need a bag of money big enough to live the rest of my life. And there's only 2 problems with that. Number 1, if I start living a really, really long time, do I have to lower my life's standards in order to make sure I don't run out of the bag of money? And number 2 is, what if a giant catastrophic event takes place that sucks a big portion of that bag of money? Am I now a greeter at Walmart? I could be. Not that that's a bad thing, but I want to be a greeter at Walmart because I want to be a greeter at Walmart, not because I have to drive an Uber. I would drive an Uber because I want to drive an Uber, right? Everybody with me on that? Yes? So the key thing here is the nest egg theory is flawed. Having the big bag of money is flawed, because at the end of the day, if the bag of money runs out, you're done. If you want to do anything outside of the norm, you're done. You're on what they call, it doesn't matter how big your fixed income is, it's still a fixed income, right? I don't want to live on a fixed income. I want to be able to live with surprises in my life. And I'm assuming that a lot of people on this call want to live that way too.